The new owners, a young couple named Lisa and Tom, were thrilled to buy the old house on Elderwood Lane. It was beautiful, filled with dark wood and history, but its most striking feature was the master bedroom. It was adorned with the most bizarre, intricate wallpaper, dizzying pattern of twisting vines and weeping willow branches, all in muted, sickly greens and yellows. Lisa felt immediately uneasy about the room, but Tom laughed it off, calling it quirky. As they began settling in, Lisa started spending more time in that room, oddly drawn to the repulsive pattern. In the late afternoons, when the light hit the wall at a certain angle, she would notice something disturbing. The pattern seemed to move. She'd stare at the dense web of vines, and sometimes, for a fleeting second, she would see a shape hidden within the design. It looked like a woman, hunched over, her face buried in her hands, perpetually weeping. At first, she thought it was just optical illusion, but the feeling of being watched, and the suffocating despair that clung to the room, became overwhelming. The real terror began when she started hearing the sounds. Every night, just as the house settled into silence, a faint, rhythmic scratching would begin from behind the wallpaper. It was low, frantic, and sounded exactly like fingernails repeatedly scraping against plaster. Lisa tried everything, covering her ears, sleeping on the couch, even placing furniture against the wall, but the sound always found her, pulling her into a state of nervous exhaustion. Tom, however, never heard a thing. He grew worried about Lisa's sanity, thinking the stress of the move was getting to her. Driven by desperation, Lisa began digging into the house's history. She learned about the original owner's wife, a woman named Clara, who had suffered a profound tragedy in that very room over a century ago. Clara was a gifted artist, but after her child passed away, she fell into a deep, consuming depression. Her husband, believing the best way to cure her was to keep her quiet, essentially confined her to that master bedroom, instructing her not to talk about her grief. The final chilling detail came from an old, yellowed diary entry found in the local historical society. Clara's husband had paid a designer to cover the walls with that specific horrible pattern, believing the confusing design would distract her from her thoughts. The diary entry concluded with a chilling note. Clara, driven to madness by the silence and the suffocating design, had been found dead in the room. Lisa rushed home, staring at the wallpaper with new, terrible understanding. The scratching she heard wasn't a ghostly projection. It was the residual echo of Clara's final, desperate attempt to communicate. The weeping figure wasn't part of the pattern, it was what Clara saw every time she looked at her reflection against the twisting, silent walls. Lisa and Tom immediately tore the wallpaper down. Beneath the ghastly paper, the plaster was crisscrossed with thin, desperate scratch marks, exactly where the spectral woman seemed to be hunched. They finally heard the silence. They later covered the scratches with fresh paint, but Lisa never forgot the sight of that weeping figure, forever trapped, scratching her final silent message into the plaster.